Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today's build is pretty simple, and when I say build, I'm just going to be painting. I'm going to share something with you that I don't really talk about to anybody, not because I'm ashamed of it, but just because it's something that I do for me. I enjoy playing disc golf. If you're not familiar with the game, it is like playing golf, but with a frisbee that is specialized. I have been playing this since I was a teenager, and I invite friends to come play, and a lot of the time they're too busy, or maybe they don't want to get up at 7 in the morning. But I live in Texas, and in the heat of the day it's 100+ degrees, so I'm not trying to have a heat stroke playing a hobby outside. So a lot of times I play alone. It is a time for reflection, it is a time for peace. I may play music, I may do exercises like calisthenics, and it is just a time for me to touch grass. So this summer I've been playing a lot, and one of the things I really enjoy about disc golf is finding free discs. Now, when I was in college, I played quite a bit, and I was finding a new disc every single time I went. People will accidentally hit it into a tree or brush and don't want to go for it. So I've got a lot of discs, some of which I found, some of which I bought, and it always just kind of feels like an Easter egg hunt to try and find a disc somewhere. So I thought it would be fun to intentionally do this. Now, if you're not familiar with disc golf, in competitive play, when your disc lies on the ground, you have to put a marker in front of it before you pick this disc up. So I thought, why not buy some of these little markers, and then every time I go to play disc golf in a new place or around the courses that I live around, hide one. And a little Easter egg, a little nugget, so that when somebody's walking through playing, they find it and it makes their day. Something they can play the game with, and a nice little memento from Much Props for free. So that's the game plan. I'm going to paint up a bunch of discs. I'm going to hide them when I go to a disc course, and yeah. So let's get to painting immediately. It's kind of weird. All right. So those of you with eagle eyes will notice there's only 14 of these miniature 4-inch discs. I did 10 of them before I even decided to record this as a video. I wasn't sure that it would be good enough content for the channel since it's just me painting, but over the past year or so I've decided to just do what I want and not let it go to my head too much about topics. It will pretty much be self-explanatory as the video goes through, and I was thinking about doing a little bit of more talking about what I was thinking during the build. I laid down some super wide masking tape, cutting holes for the borders of the illustrations and tape them to the discs. Then I scuffed them up just a little with a Scotch-Brite pad to give the spray paint something to grip to. Now I take them out to spray paint them different colors. Like I said in the intro, I've been playing disc golf since I was a kid. Growing up, my family didn't have much. We moved from house to house until I reached junior high. But one place I will always remember was a property we rented with a couple of acres of land. We couldn't afford actual baskets for disc golf, so my dad came up with an idea. He spray painted lines on a few of the trees and turned our backyard into our own little disc golf course. And honestly, those trees were really all we needed. I spent countless hours back there playing with my older brother. It wasn't about keeping score or having the best equipment. It was just us, the outdoors, a little friendly competition, and time together. Looking back, I think that's why disc golf still means so much to me. Every time I step onto a course, it's bringing me back to those moments. Back to a time when life felt a little slower, a little simpler, and a lot less noisy. Maybe that's what I love most about the game. For a few moments, it gives me a chance to find that feeling again. take the tape off and begin painting different designs on each disc with acrylic paint pens. In total, there were 24 discs in the pack that I bought, so that's how many I painted. As I got older and moved away to college at Texas A&M, life changed pretty quickly. Coming from a graduating class in high school of 68 students and walking into my first classroom at A&M with 300 was a huge culture shock. College Station felt massive, and at times it was overwhelming. Luckily, I had my wife, my girlfriend at the time, by my side to keep me grounded, but I still needed a way to escape the stress and find some quiet. My days of playing competitive sports were slowly coming to an end, and that's when I rediscovered disc golf. With several beautiful courses spread around the town, we started playing multiple times a week. As a young adult, disc golf became something different, but just as important. It was a chance to get outside, spend time with someone I loved, and take a break from the pressures of college life, even though most of the time she was just walking beside me through a beautiful park while I chased a disc through the trees. And honestly, sometimes those trees seemed like they were waiting for the perfect moment to ruin my shot. More of the same. I found inspiration in my interest for disc ideas. Fast forward a few decades and I found myself in my 40s, carrying more weight than I wanted and feeling disconnected from the athlete I used to be. In my prime, I was one of the top male athletes in my region of Texas, but time has a way of catching up with you. Old injuries start reminding me of the years of pushing my body, and my lack of discipline has gotten me to a point where even walking to a mailbox could leave me winded. Along with exercise, walking, and eating healthy, I brought disc golf back into my life. Every now and then I'm lucky enough to convince a friend or my wife to come join, but most days it's become a time of silence, a time to clear my mind, a place where I can let go of the stress that builds up from the responsibilities of being an adult. I have a few courses close enough to my house where I can spend an hour in the early mornings playing around, getting in some calisthenics, and soaking up a healthy dose of nature. And somewhere along the way, I realized I wasn't just playing disc golf to get back into shape. I was playing because it was helping me find a piece of myself I thought I'd lost. Outside, I hit the discs with a gloss clear coat, spraying from every direction to protect the artwork. So what is it about the game that keeps bringing me back? Even when I'm playing by myself, I'm still competing. Not against other people, but against the version of myself from the last round. Like most things in life, I want to keep improving, and disc golf feeds that competitive side of me. I downloaded an app called UDisc, which lets me keep score from my smartwatch and helps me navigate courses. Not a sponsor. As someone who struggles with directions, that alone is a huge help. But what I love most is that disc golf is a game anyone can grow in. No matter your age, experience, or athletic ability, there's always something new to learn. Most courses are in beautiful parks, many of them are free, and it doesn't take much to get started. Even finding a random disc along the way feels like a little gift. And no matter how many times you play the same course, it never feels exactly the same. The weather changes, the wind changes, the challenge changes. But hearing those chains hit or hearing a tree give out that familiar thud always brings me back to why I love the game. Being outside, making memories, and sharing the moment with people who matter most. So here are 21 of the 24. 2 were painted during a craft day with my friend as we tested to see if this idea would even work, and you'll see where the other one went in the next clip. As we go through life, we learn to hold on to things that matter. Growing up without much money or many friends, whenever I found something or someone special, I did everything I could to keep them close. And while I would love to hold on to every artwork that I've ever created, the reality is that sometimes we have to let things go. Letting go has never come easy for me, which is why it's ironic that I love a game where success depends on knowing exactly when to release. Maybe that's why disc golf has always meant more to me than just a game. It quietly reminds me of something I forgot far too often. Every great throw begins with letting go. You can aim, you can practice, you can give it everything you've got. But if you never release the disc, it never gets the chance to fly. Maybe life is the same way. Maybe healing begins when we stop trying to hold on to everything. Because sometimes the only way something beautiful can happen is if you're willing to let it go. Disc golf has never really been about keeping score. It's about quiet mornings, winding trails, and finding a little peace between the trees. It's where my brother and I made some of my favorite memories as teenagers. It's where my wife and I wandered together through college. And today, it's where I laugh with friends, spend time with the woman that I love and have grown old with, or simply enjoying a rare gift of being alone with my thoughts. This game has been there through every season of my life. Maybe that's why I keep coming back to it. Not just to throw a disc, but to slow down, to breathe, to remember that life doesn't always have to move so fast. Before I leave each new course, I'm gonna start hiding one of these little mini markers. Maybe someone will find it, maybe it'll make them smile, maybe it'll remind them that even the smallest acts of kindness can stay with us long after we leave. Kinda like the people who walk these fairways beside us. And if there's one thing disc golf has taught me, the best things we throw into this world aren't always the discs. Sometimes it's the kindness we leave behind. And we are finished. Here is the end result. A bunch of super cool ones that I threw together. I don't know how well they're going to survive being put in bags or being tossed or played with. It is Posca on top of spray paint that's clear coated, so it may or may not last, which is okay because these aren't intended to technically be thrown. It's a placement. So I am going to put one of these in my kit and then take them with me when I go places to play disc golf, hiding them on occasion and just spreading some positivity somewhere else, leaving something for someone just because, without getting anything from it, just because. So maybe you will try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to make somebody's day. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some.
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? If you give them one of these, tell them, much props. Well, it is time for me to get my exercise for the day and go hide some. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you'd like to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.